and I'm from ITB Berlin. ITB Berlin is, for those of you who don't know, the largest travel trade show in the world. And we also have a little daughter in Asia, in Singapore, ITB Asia. And well, it's flattering. Sometimes people say ITB is the Mecca of tourism. So I hope that all of you will once have the chance to visit Mecca, yeah, to visit ITB Berlin. What do I do at ITB? I build up actually the corporate social responsibility. Since 10 years I'm doing that because we were a travel trade show, but nobody really thought about gathering all the responsible projects and to do something more. And I feel that as being the largest travel trade show, feeling so flattered, we really have the responsibility as well to get ecotourism or sustainable tourism out of the niche and to give it a platform. So that's what I've been trying to do. And there's just a little movie which I want to show you just to get a little video to get an idea.
Today, responsible tourism is a must. Check out the world of sustainable tourism projects at ITB and get inspired. Get active as long as there's time. Respect nature and cultures, engage your local communities, practice diversity, and create better places to live and visit. Return on investment is guaranteed. Discover your part of social responsibility at the ITB.
So yeah, that's what we try to do, with your help, of course. This is our logo for CSR, for responsibility. And it says what are the consequences of our decisions. But for me, and that's why I'm talking today about quality in tourism, it is much more. It's not only the footprint which matters, it's not only the ecological side. So when we talk about quality, I try to give you a broader impression of what it is. So yeah, again, I also said that for us, it means responsibility to the society, which really advocates touristic developments which foster human dignity, security and justice for all participants. So quality, talking about quality. Quality is a subjective, very, very subjective term. Everybody understands something else when he or she talks about quality. So what is quality in the context now of sustainable tourism? Is it really the quality of a destination, its nature, food? Is it the quality of the enterprises, of the staff, of the hospitality the people offer? Is it the social impact? Or is it the quality of the economic outcome? Or is it the quality of the tourist, him or herself? Because as we said already, we have to educate them as well. They can't just be tourists, they have to be educated as well. They're part of the chain. So I think it is not sufficient anymore really to talk only about sustainability in terms of environment and ecotourism. We need to take into account all relevant factors of a destination. It's important to ensure, measure, or restore the ecological quality, of course, of a tourism destination, but it's equally important to deeply consider the social components. So we cannot have a hotel which is maybe 5-star hotel, even with a very good certificate, because it has a wonderful water management and the hotel is functioning 100% well. But some kilometers away, there is no sanitation, or the local communities struggle to get water. So I think this is the holistic approach we need. Normally, when we talk about quality, we always talk in a way of consumer-orientated thinking. So first of all, it's satisfying the tourist needs, making the destination itself more competitive, ensuring that the destination will develop in a balanced and sustainable way. But the positive thing when we talk about these definitions is that the UNWTO already brought it a little, gave it a wider understanding. So the UNWTO defines sustainable tourism as tourism that meets the needs of present tourists in host regions while protecting and enhancing opportunities for the future. So get a high level of consumer satisfaction whilst mitigating your impact on the environment. And the EU, also the European community also says that the competitiveness of the tourism industry is closely linked to its sustainability, as the quality of tourism destinations is strongly influenced by their natural and cultural environment and the integration in the local community. So it mentions already the local community. So when we look at these definitions, it's really like quality should be the face of sustainability, which we all work in. But unfortunately, it's not always connected, as I said before. There might be a hotel or a destination which is not sustainable at all, even though it's considered to be of high quality. You know, all those golf hotels, everybody would say, well, 6-star quality. But to my opinion, that's no quality if sustainability is not integrated. So if we look again at the client satisfaction, the client satisfaction really depends on various interdependent internal plus external components, like landscape, visitor management, cleanliness, but also the hospitality they encounter, the heritage they can see, they can get stories about, the stories which people can tell when they come back. So quality, to my opinion, should really embrace the entire value creation system in a responsible sense of interpreting business interests, putting into account the satisfaction of all stakeholders, including the host communities. A holistic approach, and I really want to put emphasis on it, a holistic approach of a destination, taking into account its own peculiarities, will contribute to a sustainable development of the region and its people. Because there is a very strong interconnection between regional development and tourism development. Destinations can never be seen separated from the people that live in them. There's a quote from Nickerson. He said, "If benefits are perceived to improve quality of life, the resident is more likely to assist in providing a quality tourism experience, either through direct contact with the tourist or through support of the government policy. In fact, destinations can satisfy visitors' needs and expectations when meeting the needs of the local communities in the first place. A destination which takes care of its people is more likely to care for the visitors as well. It should be of primary interest to link client satisfaction to the host's satisfaction, because for them, it's home, it's not a destination." So the credo should maybe create better places to live, and then invite tourists to come and experience these places with you. Consumer awareness of sustainability in all areas of life, including tourism, as we have seen today already, looking at so many research come-outs, continues to grow rapidly. There was also research by TNS Global across 7 European countries, 14,000 people, and 95% said that protecting the environment is important to them. That doesn't say, of course, that they're willing to pay, and it doesn't say that they will take a responsible trip, but at least 95% already say, it's important to me, I think about nature. That hadn't been like this, as you all know, like 25 years ago when the Ecotourism Australia was founded. So increasing numbers of tourism stakeholders are opening up for eco-friendly ideas in our industry and sustainable responsible tourism, and increasing numbers of travelers, investors, and also critical media stimulate demand for responsibility. I think there's a counterbalance, you know. People are getting ready and they are also asking for it. So this is quite a good movement right now. Because, yes, we also said that today too, people want to feel good. And being a responsible traveler increases the quality of the holiday, which brings us back to the quality. To achieve real quality in a destination, public and private sectors, NGOs, institutions, tourists, and local communities really need to cooperate. You all know that from your experience as well. Without cooperation, nothing happens. We need the associations, we need the NGOs, we need the governments, and we really need the privates. So they have to agree on their common goal. As you said, they have to have a common master plan, and they have to make sure that all stakeholders participate in the process. And everybody has to be ready, of course, for continuous evaluation and improvement. There's a thing called integrated quality management in tourism destinations. This is still a challenge. In general, as far as I've read until now, destinations in general manage to implement one or two elements of sustainability in a very good way, but an integrated, balanced approach, holistic approach, is still very seldom achieved, but it doesn't say that it won't work. I think that integrated quality management initiatives should try to take into account all factors: environment, culture, heritage, economic situation, social preconditions, international market situation, of course, and the industry players and the local communities. And additionally, internationally approved holistic criteria can be of great support to achieve that, to increase and to guarantee the quality of this integrated quality management. And that brings us back, we heard this morning already about the GSTC criteria, which are really providing great tools. With its help, we can integrate responsible tourism in your business or your destination. And they're also like gender equality criteria. 6 pillars are very beautifully introduced by an association called GRT, Gender Responsible Tourism, based in Italy. Great concept, which can also be included. It's not that the GSTC criteria don't have it, but some things are also coming additionally to it. You know, maybe sometimes you don't talk about one of the criteria because you think, well, must be, of course, but sometimes it really helps them to look into these criteria as well, like this gender equality criteria, or very much important, the human rights criteria. There is an open multi-stakeholder platform called Human Rights, Roundtable for Human Rights, and they have, with people from the business, developed wonderful tools how to fulfill human rights in the tourism sector. Because sometimes we don't think about it, but there are so many violations and disregards of human rights which are still a reality in our beautiful tourism world. There is discrimination and violations of human rights due to gender, due to age, origin, color of skin, sexual orientation, religious beliefs, disability even, social status or medical conditions, if you're not allowed to enter the country because you have to take some medication, which some countries don't do. So the next step towards real quality is to recognize that true sustainability means also including the human rights approach. The UN Human Rights Council endorsed the Global UN Guiding Principle on Business and Human Rights already in 2011. And until then, normally the debate should have become unavoidable in all business sectors. So the complexity of human rights issues in tourism implies differing challenges for the different sectors, and of course need a sector approach. Destinations, incoming agents, tour operators, has to be a different approach, how to implement it in your supply chain. There is a growing understanding in the industry that lack of respect of human rights will in the short and long term lead to environmental degradation and bad community relations if you ignore that, which can deeply undermine the product and the efforts of a destination, which brings you reputational risk. Which are the challenges of implementation of a holistic quality management? I think, of course, it's the complexity of the issue. Once you hear all this, you say, oh my God, where do I start, where do I finish? But you have to prioritize. Then you say, okay, let's start with this. Let's integrate it maybe the human rights issue, let's integrate it with the supply chain and the taxi drivers to start somewhere. Let's pay the people very well who work on it. There are always things where you can start. Of course, it's also not here, but somewhere else. It might be that there are uncooperative governments or private industry not interested in working with you. This is a challenge too. And you need patience. It's not getting there from today to tomorrow. And of course, it also needs monetary investment. There will be a return of investment, but you need to wait for it. Of course, there's also sometimes your partners, they seem to be very green or responsible, but they aren't. So this is also a challenge to find out who is greenwashing or who is real. And of course, in certain countries especially, it's very difficult, or in certain communities, to really ensure gender adequacy. It's not easy because of cultural circumstances. You have to be very, very sensitive. There might be conflicts in communities. People might not think the same. And there are not too many best practices yet where you can look at, oh, I can do it like they did. So the conclusions. Quality and sustainable tourism needs to be approached in a holistic way. This is the first thing I really want to point out. Second, quality must target the satisfaction of all stakeholders, including the local communities. Community development is strongly linked to tourism development. Consumer behavior is changing and demand for sustainable products is growing. Responsibility will become a new criteria of luxury, which then might soon be imitated, because normally if something starts in the luxury segments, it gets imitated at some point because everybody wants to be like that. And it finds its way into mainstream tourism. I really believe that being sustainable is a new luxury. And my fifth conclusion is to achieve the common goal of sustainable quality, private enterprises, public NGOs all need to cooperate. Integrated quality management is useful if supported by global criteria and concrete implementation tools, which include social factors. And human rights, still also often neglected in tourism, are a very important factor of quality. And there are challenges. It's a long way to go, but worth it, because we have heard that already today, because it's the right thing to do. And providing responsible and sustainable quality will be, at the end, a competitive advantage. So, hold up. Thank you. And if you want to know more about it, I think on Wednesday we will have a working group and we can talk about the different tools. And of course you can learn more about it at ITB. We have also the ITB National Geographic World Legacy Awards. Well, okay, there were some links, but sorry. So this is what we do at ITB, where I want to see you, and these are the links for the different tools I was talking about, but we can talk about that as well in the working group on Wednesday morning. Thank you.